Boozing Boots laughs in the face of death, right?
You are no bounty hunter. You are
Death.
These are the top 25 aura farming scenes in the movies.
Nice. Very tacky.
This is a restricted area. Wait, can we talk?
We're kicking things off with a very recent movie and an extremely passionate hater. I swear Lex Luthor is completely unhinged when it comes to taking down Superman. When he invades the Fortress of Solitude, there's a moment where he takes his shades off and is completely unbothered, even as sharp parts are flying around him. Like one of those objects could have easily harmed Lex, but I guess taking down the Man of Steel was a lot more important. To be so calm and collected with so much chaos around you is a clear flex, but I feel that Lex Luthor could have become a billionaire simply if he got paid to be a hater. I swear, this is generational level stuff, because who the heck puts in so much effort and time just to ensure you can one-up your sworn nemesis? The worst part is that Superman doesn't even reciprocate the same enthusiasm, which actually takes away from Lex's aura. However, my focus is only this scene, so he passes with flying colours.
Can you get in?
You can call me the Sentry.
Please, don't do this. You do not need to listen to her.
Enough talking! Thunderbolts!
Up next is a character who's overpowered to a ridiculous degree. Sentry isn't even trying here when he fights the Thunderbolts, and to be fair, I don't think they're all that tough to defeat either. I mean, Iron Man could probably take them down at once too, if he doesn't hold back, so I guess the only purpose of this battle was for Sentry to aura farm. Just look at him and his movements. It's almost as if he's actively trying not to harm them too badly, because I guess he is a nice guy after all. Bending the shield and smacking away Bucky have to be the highlights for me, but I also want to shout out the moment he turns into the Void, because that was a very menacing vibe. He could have easily caused a widespread apocalypse, but plot armor came to save the day for the civilians in Yelena. But yes, the true Chad in this case is definitely Sentry. I'd love to see him take on Thanos, but I guess that's not going to be possible in the new MCU.
Whoa. What happened here?
The new Avengers.
We own you now.
Jess, Ben, come with me.
Hell yeah!
Somebody catch Spot. I've had the right amount of you.
Alright, now here's a man who definitely deserves to be on this list. Spider-Man 2099 farms enough aura for his future generations too, especially when he makes an entry here. That background score is already fire, but the fact that he can enter any dimension by ripping through it is like adding extra whipped cream on top of some flawless hot chocolate. Our man looks tall and imposing, plus his head is near the top of the frame too, which is great placement. He's always looking forward, which is further enhanced by making him the center of this clip. Miguel O'Hara is such a great character, and even though he's made to be some kind of antagonist in the movie, most of the audiences actually sided with him. I mean, the guy's not technically wrong about what he said to Miles Morales, but I guess everyone likes an underdog. Also, I know he's not supposed to be a vampire, but those fangs definitely give Dracula vibes.
We're sent here for a reason. You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. You will help them accomplish wonders.
Okay, so now we've got a really awesome moment. Say what you want about Zack Snyder, but you can't deny the fact that he knows how to make his heroes look cool. Superman flying up to the sun and absorbing its energy has to be one of the most intense aura-farming moments in a DCU movie. Well, people have argued that Henry Cavill's version of the Man of Steel is more focused on aura than actually saving people, but let's save that debate for another time now, shall we? What I can say for sure is that this is a beautiful shot and it perfectly showcases Superman as the ultimate superhero on Earth. Also, he does thrash the living daylights out of Steppenwolf not too long after this, so you could say the moment was worth the delay. Honestly speaking, if we get to see these scenes in the theaters, I'm sure everyone would have lost their minds. It's just a different experience to see such moments on the big screen, wouldn't you agree? In at number 21 is the MCU's Big Daddy. Tony Stark has so much sass that he can actually compensate for Bruce Banner's negative aura, especially in this scene. I mean, I never really liked Mark Ruffalo in this role. Yeah, he does have some crazy moments, but that's only when he's an angry green CGI giant. When confronted by Cull Obsidian and Ebony Maw, Bruce actually had the perfect platform to allow Hulk to make up for his lackluster show earlier against Thanos. But performance anxiety got the better of him, and he was reduced to a pathetic little man. Luckily though, we had Iron Man, who gave us the first proper look of his new nanosuit. The suit up was insane, but what really stole the show was how he blocked Cull Obsidian's attack, smacked him, and even blew him away with his enhanced plasma blasters. I mentioned in the previous entry how seeing such moments in the theaters is so much better, and this particular sequence is a perfect example of it.
Wong, invited to my wedding.
Oh, that is cool.
Up next is when your opponent also acknowledges your superiority. I mean, if even the Human Torch is impressed, then do you really need to prove a point? The Silver Surfer was perhaps created for the sole reason of looking cold and edgy, but his powers are also on a whole other level. The part where he goes past the building had Johnny Storm completely amazed, and even later when he was taken up to space, he quite openly admitted that the Silver Surfer won. It's not easy to do such a thing, but he made it look like a cakewalk. I suppose it also helps with his character being so badass. I mean, this is a man who's shining brighter than any diamond Rihanna could ever sing about, and he has a freaking surfboard too. Could you be any cooler? The female version of this character did alright in the new Fantastic Four movie, but Doug Jones' performance was simply phenomenal.
Okay. You win.
What is it?
He's here.
Everyone on my position. We have incoming.
Cap, that's it.
Oh, hey, look who it is now. Yeah, Thor isn't the only one with a crazy Wakanda entry, because the Mad Titan had this invincible aura around him the moment he set foot inside the battle zone. It wasn't just his entrance that felt so cool, but also the impact it had on everyone else. The Avengers were out here thinking they'd finally won, but then the final boss shows up out of nowhere and everyone is panicking. They even tried to stop him, but Thanos doesn't need more than 5 seconds with any one of them to brush them aside. Alright, maybe Captain America lasted a little longer, but he never was any kind of threat to the MCU's best villain. And do I even need to mention how he still managed to foil their ultimate counter by bringing Vision back to life just to end him again? Like, come on, brother, be a bit merciful, would ya? Coming in hot at number 18 is a flaming entrance. Get it? Flaming entrance because he's coming in hot? No? Alright, forget it. The Batman spent a lot of time talking about the shadows, but here he's right out of the flames and it's awesome. We obviously knew there was no way the main character was going to be taken down so easily, but even then, a man got at least 10,000 aura points for driving out all of that fire with his Batmobile. The look on Penguin's face was the cherry on the cake because he was clearly thinking he got the better of black eye patch Robert Pattinson. The backdrop of night is the perfect setup for such shots because fires always look so much better when there isn't any other source of light around. Jesus Christ, that upside down shot was as good as a visual as anything else in the entire movie. The rain, the fire, the cape, oh, it was perfection.
Shacklebolt, you will escort Dumbledore to Azkaban.
Ah, I thought we might hit this little snag. What was the phrase? Come quiet. I have no intention of going to Azkaban.
Take him!
this ain't just about superheroes and supervillains, you know. It so happens that Dumbledore knows style, and his trusted sidekick is a freaking phoenix. Fawkes may have been the MVP here, but the others should have already known that one does not simply arrest Dumbledore. I mean, if he wanted, he could have obliterated everyone who tried to take him down, but good old Gramps decided it would be a lot better to just aura farm. That clap was classic, and the overall presentation was epic AF. I did have respect for the character, but after seeing this, I was like, heck yeah, man's got class. You could see him become as cool as any of your typical anime grandpas at that moment. You know, Dumbledore is often shown as outwardly humble, but he knows pretty darn well how powerful he is as a wizard.
You may not like him, Minister. You can't deny Dumbledore's got style.
Up next is yet another classic scene from Infinity War. Steve Rogers outshines everyone here, and even while being within the shadows. His new look with the beard was definitely an upgrade for general appearance, but it was the build-up that made the moment so effective. Even Proxima Midnight was like, whew, who the heck is that dude? To be able to have that kind of impression on a character who's supposed to be stronger than you is a whole other flex. Our man didn't even need to say a word. He just showed up and owned the scene all by himself. It was actually similar to how Sung Jin-woo from Solo Leveling shows up when all hope is lost, and it seems like the villain is about to get away with something. Long story short, the hype was real and the final outcome didn't disappoint.
We don't want to kill you, but we will. You'll never get the chance again.
Wait, it's them!
Very tacky.
Okay, now we've got something that doesn't have real humans in it. Having said that, animated villains can also be cool, as General Kai is a pretty good example of this statement. Voiced by the enigmatic J.K. Simmons, this dude was always going to be a top-notch villain. This is primarily an entrance, but just like Steve Rogers, Kai too has a lot of hype as he shows up like a total boss. Master Shifu and the others are clearly affected by his presence, and even the way he swings his blades was so cold. To top it off, he even calls Tigress a little kitten.
I am not fit, little kitten.
Which is straight disrespect. Although the real humiliation was inflicted when he destroyed Oogway's legacy towards the end. Even Shifu was no match for him, so Kai could definitely walk the talk. Maybe he would have stopped if you handed over Spider-Man's true identity to him, eh? At number 14 is a recent sequence that took us all by surprise. Timothée Chalamet isn't exactly the personification of Giga Chad, but as Paul Atreides, he manages to pull off an amazing shot where he's walking with a literal monster behind him. It's the Sandworm, which is the highlighted monster from the Dune franchise, so it totally looked as if our man was commanding it with his mind or something. It's such a cool shot, and it establishes Paul as a real threat to whoever dares to stand in his way. Of course, passing through the crowd also helped, but the real boost came with Hans Zimmer going all out on the soundtrack. It's one of the hardest entrances I've seen in recent memory, and kudos to Chalamet for managing to pull it off despite his stature. Now we have the king of stunts in Hollywood. Yes, there's Jackie Chan too, but he's technically from Chinese cinema, so for now, let's enjoy Ethan Hunt being Tom Cruise. Yeah, when the actor is so much more badass than his character, you have to use such analogies. Now, the first Mission Impossible sequel may not have been a fan favorite, but you can't deny the immense aura on display during the opening scene. As you would expect, these stunts were performed by Tom Cruise himself, so you really have to give it to the man for giving it his all to make such a scene look as authentic as possible. If we as the audiences were so floored by this, just imagine how the director and the rest of the crew would have felt while filming this sequence. Up next is Spider-Man 3, but it's not Bully Maguire. Well, it's technically Peter Parker, but after he's realized that he's gone too far with the sass. Even so, a man is just sitting in this shot and it still goes hard AF. Honestly, to be able to farm so much aura by simply striking a seated pose is such a flex and a half. It's an iconic moment that I'm completely willing to ignore the fact that this was followed by Eddie Brock turning into Venom after Spider-Man desperately takes his symbiote suit off. This shot was used as a poster for the movie too, which I'm sure contributed a lot towards its commercial success. Yeah, people may not have liked it overall at the time, but I've moved on from that to give credit where it's due. I'll even go ahead and say that this pose is better than anything we've ever seen from Spider-Man across all his actors. Alright, we now have another pose on top of a structure, but it's not a church this time. I think Batman was on top of the building for just one purpose, and that was aura farming. It should make sense to see The Dark Knight more than once on this list, but surprisingly enough, the entry that does make it from Christopher Nolan's trilogy is from the movie with the lowest box office. Of course, it doesn't matter as long as our man is looking uber cool, and this is a pretty memorable pose from the franchise. It's a subliminal visual for sure, and it's also how my cat probably feels when he sits at the foot of my bed. Man, I'd give anything to feel whatever Bruce Wayne must have been feeling in that moment. I'm sure it comes close to the tune of Invincibility.
Cut him down. Oh, you think you're better than us? You will always live a life of
fear. Boozing Boots laughs in the face of death, right?
You are no bounty hunter. You are
death.
We've finally entered the top 10, so I've got quite the character for you. Forget heroes or villains, this is the most badass dude in any animated movie. Death from Puss in Boots had no business going so hard, but I'm glad he did. Man, I literally got goosebumps when I saw this scene, very much like how our titular hero did too. He may not have had the most screen time, but he sure stole the show for every moment he was in front of our eyes. Man, the part where he breaks the ice and he's looking dead into our souls was way too intense. Like, chill out, my guy. You already had me when you made your entrance, okay? What's even better is that he's voiced by Wagner Moura, who's most widely known for his performance as Pablo Escobar in Narcos. Yeah, now I know why aura farming comes so naturally to him.
Earthquake. No, Captain. Battle formations.
This is where we hold them! This is where they die! Everything! Stay!
Next up is the Spartans doing what they do best. King Leonidas achieves Chad mode maximum level thanks to plot armor, insane cinematography, and Zack Snyder's obsession with slow motion. This was some insane action with lots of highlights, and my fan favorite moment was the shield bash, but of course, there's a lot more to enjoy, isn't there? Man, simply watching this scene could possibly increase your testosterone by 1000%, so I'd advise some caution before choosing to hit play. After all, you may just get the masculine urge to fight a war that's heavily against your odds, but yes, the sequence achieves exactly what it's made for, and it worked for the movie too. From what I saw online, I believe Gerard Butler did these stunts himself, which actually makes him the real Chad of all of this.
I'll show you the dark side.
You may try.
Look who managed to make it this high up on the list. Kylo Ren may have gone on to become one of the biggest disappointments of all time when it comes to promising villains, but this particular scene was the closest he ever got to Darth Vader. Stopping the blast from Poe was crazy work, and the overall aesthetic of the scene totally had the fans going wild. I mean, look at Poe's face, even he can't believe what's just happened. I think this is the best scene from the whole sequel trilogy, but I'm also aware that that's not a high enough bar. But yes, Kylo's awesomeness started and ended with this scene, and sadly, despite being able to stop the blaster, he wasn't powerful enough to stop the other movies from getting released.
Kill them all.
On my command.
So why don't you use the regular army? What do you need us for?
Because some damn fool accused you of being the best.
Dylan!
You son of a...
In the middle of all the superheroes, we have ourselves a total classic. 1987's Predator may have had some amazing horror elements, but the real testosterone overload comes when Dutch and Dylan have their ultra Chad Max alpha male handshake. I could feel my own biceps growing as I watched this scene, and I'm pretty sure all the dudes back in the 80s would have seen this and gone like, heck yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger had insane aura as he easily overpowered Carl Weathers, and I'm pretty sure if the Predator had seen this handshake, he would have gone back to his ship like, nah, this planet's got too many Sigma dudes to conquer. Abandoned mission. But on a serious note, those really are some deadly muscles.
The CIA got you pushing too many pencils? Huh? Okay.
Never did know when to quit, huh?
Damn good to see you, Dutch.
And number 6 is a hero who regains his cool quotient after having his awakening. Yes, Neo gains like plus 1,000,000 aura points the moment his powers become active. The shot of him stopping the bullets is definitely the one to be used for the poster, but I have to add how easily he mocked Agent Smith right after. The amount of sass Neo has when he decides he no longer needs 2 hands to block Smith's attacks is undeniable. Even the usage of the word no was so iconic. At this moment, you could even say that Neo became the server admin of the Matrix. It's a great way to showcase the invincibility trope, and audience members from around the world resonated strongly with this super cool resurgence.
Scum! Come on, you sea rats! Get off your ships!
Here's someone who doesn't need any introduction. I mean, even the ghosts don't mess with this goat. Aragorn has had some cool moments throughout the Lord of the Rings movies, but when you have an entire ghost army chasing alongside you, even the enemy would feel it's better to just surrender. Also, we need to remember that the ghosts can walk on water, so they could have arrived long ago in the battle. However, they waited hidden on the ships to allow Aragorn's epic entrance, so you could say that they were almost like brotherly spirits. This was like the ultimate cheat code. That's exactly the kind of treatment you give to an alpha like Aragorn. And yes, he's still wearing Boromir's gauntlet, so respect to our man. Up next is the real king of Wakanda entrances. Thanos may have been cool and all, but he's got nothing on what Thor accomplished here. There's just too much hype around this sequence for me to even consider allowing anyone else to steal the God of Thunder's moment. Infinity War has actually got a lot of aura moments, but none of them will ever surpass "Bring me Thanos." The electrical spark in his eyes as he brings Stormbreaker down to destroy all the soldiers in front of him was epic AF. This has become an extremely viral moment and often finds itself at the top of several lists, so it only makes sense for it to be close to the top of this one as well. If Thor had actually taken down Thanos after this, then I'd probably have given it the top spot here too.
Bring me Thanos!
Speaking of kings, the real king has finally arrived at number 3. Just because Godzilla can't talk, it doesn't mean he can't farm aura. Normally our guy is out roaring and dominating other monsters, but against Ghidorah, he did find himself in a tight spot. It took the demolition of his babe Mothra for him to awaken nuclear mode, but it was well worth the sacrifice, especially after you see her coming back to life in the new Empire. Anyway, the entrance and the molten surroundings were enough for Godzilla to make it to the list, but then he easily wiped out Ghidorah, so that surely called for a premium spot. it's safe to say that Iron Man has unlimited aura. He has sass, he has the skill, and most importantly, he's a genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. Even if we don't consider all his one-liners or other savage moments, the scene where he walks away from a tank explosion is just insane aura-farming. Like, there's the Wolverine scene too, where Logan walks away from an exploding chopper, but I just have to give this spot to Tony Stark because it looks so much more refined. Yeah, this is exactly why the MCU owes a majority of its success to this singular character. You'll never cheer for a villain as much as you did here, so the only right choice was to give him the top spot. I mean, if a wannabe Darth Vader could make it to number 8, then the real thing was obviously going to be way higher. This may not be the same actor, but Vader is known for his unique suit, so it doesn't really matter that much, does it? The hallway scene is badass, epic, a grand entrance, and so many other things. And most importantly, our man here farms every inch of aura that was left in the Star Wars franchise. The scene alone made Rogue One a memorable film, and it also gave the fans some hope that all was not lost yet. Well, that second part may not have been entirely accurate, but my point for Vader still stands, okay? The moment that lightsaber lit up, we knew we were going to witness history in the making. Hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to the TV Region, and here's another video that I know you're going to enjoy.